Hey everyone, how's it going? Rob here, MotoLabDirtBikes.com. Welcome back to the channel. How to quickly and easily check your sag. I know it can get confusing for some people, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there about setting it, sitting versus standing, and especially if we do lower your motorcycle, we're going to provide you with new specifications on where to set that. Whenever you do get your suspension completed from us, we actually include a metric measuring tape. It actually has metric and standard on there. By and far, the easiest way to just check it. So you don't have to mess with converting fractions into decimals and things of that nature. So very easy. One of the most important things you can do is just start with the motorcycle on a stand. The rear tire has to be off the ground, suspension fully extended. That's by and far number one. And if you're using a measuring tape, you're going to have to inform your instructor, your helper, to go ahead and measure from the same points. Now, every manufacturer is a little bit different. On the KTMs, you could have them stick it in the pocket right on the axle. Just make sure it's consistent, as close to the center of the axle as you could get. You could pull the little plastic plug out of the center of the axle on the EXCF and XCW models and just have them go from the top of there. The key here is consistency. So, bike on a stand, have them measure, and there's actually on the newer models a section on the fender which is marked out. It literally says sag on there. So if that's not on your fender, if it's replaced or aftermarket, just go ahead and make a sharpie mark vertical of the axle. So bike on the stand, get your zero mark right. You obviously don't need to be on it, just have your helper measure because they're going to be the one measuring while you're on it. So bike on the stand, measure from the top, take the bike off the stand, and then rider go ahead and get mounted. And then you want to sit in a manner which your weight is fully centered over the motorcycle. So feet over the pegs, and try and be consistent about it. And then at this point, have your helper go ahead and take a measurement. You could bounce it lightly a couple times, have them do it, help settle the suspension a little bit, and just keep your weight neutral if possible. But weight over the pegs, seated. If you ever watch any of the Supercross guys helping, Ricky Carmichael, anything like them set their sag, they're all seated with their legs dangling over it, weight centered over the pegs. It's going to be the most consistent measurement you can get. So go ahead and write down that number. And then at that point, you should be able to go ahead and just simply subtract one from the other. And it's literally just as easy as that. So if you end up with a sag number, let's say your target number is 110 to 113 millimeters and you're at 120. So what you're going to need to do is add some tension to that spring. And what you'll do is just go clockwise and you're squashing the spring down, which isn't going to raise the rear end up. So that will reduce your sag number because it's going to sag less, and that should get you closer to your target number. Depends on what year, but about 2.5 to 3 millimeters per turn or per revolution on the KTMs there. So if you need to make an adjustment that way, but very quick, very simple, very easy. If you get tripped up and just have some questions, feel free to just call or email us. We'll direct you in the right direction there, and because this is absolutely critical, very, very critical. And we're actually going to show you in another video of why it's so important. So we'll take this apart and show you as well. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. Check it out for more info. MotoLabDirtBikes.com.